Well, good morning, adventurers.
Good morning.
And welcome to the first day of the rest of our lives. Or I guess the first day of the rest of this year, at least.
That's right, we are finally hitting the road full time. We are planning to hit all 50 states in approximately 50 weeks.
Yep.
The real question is, can we do it? You guys should leave a comment. Do you think we can do it? I think we can.
I think we personally can do it. I don't know about old Clementine.
Oh yeah, she'll make it, baby. In our previous video, we got our little Suzuki Samurai tow vehicle all set up with a nice towing setup as well as a braking system.
And as you know, we are also totally done renovating Clementine, and she's looking mighty fun these days.
So I guess there's nothing left to do but hit the open road and find some adventures, I guess. And of course, travel to our very first state, which we are doing today. What state is it? Can you guess? Woo!
I feel like we've already said it.
Yeah, you already know what the state is because it's in the title.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it. The theme of this trip is slow travel days. The max we are planning on doing is like 2 to 4 hours a day, probably stopping every hour or so along the way. But today we started down in Athens, Texas, and we are heading up to Oklahoma, our first state.
First state, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
Oklahoma, not the state we wanted, but the state we need.
The state we need. But we're not counting Texas as our first state because we want to save that for later. There's some fun stuff we want to do out west. So, figure we've been in Texas for a while and now it kind of feels like home. So Oklahoma is the first real state.
This is it, you guys, our last little slice of Texas.
We're at the border. We made it.
But we are literally like a quarter mile from our first state. Just across the water over there is gonna be the Oklahoma border, baby.
Oh man, it's happening. It's all happening. It's so fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, but kind of sad because we're leaving Texas finally.
Oh.
We had so much fun here.
Well, we only meant to stay in Texas for like a couple weeks, maybe a month max, and we stayed for over 3 months. So I guess I'm kind of ready to get on the road and see some more stuff. But Texas always has a soft spot in my heart, except for right now because it's been so dang hot.
Yeah. All right, but this is kind of scary because we're right on the highway and these cars are going very fast. So, all right, Oklahoma, here we come. We really picked a campsite in the middle of nowhere.
I'm hoping it's, oh, this is it.
That's it. This is it? Oh, it's tiny. All right. Wow, it is just so unbearably hot out there, you guys. Sorry, I know we keep complaining about the heat, but it's making this trip difficult. We just hustled as quick as we could and set up all our utilities. It only takes like 10 minutes, but within that 10 minutes, the sun is just beating down on you, and we're both pouring sweat, trying to get the AC running. And then every time we set up, we have to sit underneath the AC for like 10 minutes just to cool off.
At least we have one working AC. The afternoon will be filled with calling a bunch of shops along our route to see if anybody can fix the AC in the front of the RV.
So talking a little bit about our route, basically we're trying to get up north as quick as possible. We also want to go through Missouri in order to see some family, so we're going to knock out a few states on the way. Oklahoma, probably Arkansas, and then up to Missouri, Tennessee. We'll see where it takes us. But you guys know that Clementine has a new engine that hasn't been driven that much, so we don't want to push her too hard.
Plus now she's towing the Suzuki behind her, so we just want to take it easy. So we're stopping in Hugo, Oklahoma, right on the other side of the border.
Yeah.
Just for the night, just to let everybody cool down and breathe. And then tomorrow, we have a very fun campsite that we will be heading up to.
Yeah, we're gonna see some of the more beautiful parts of Oklahoma, hopefully eat some delicious food. We really haven't properly explored Oklahoma, so we are very excited about it.
Yeah, we usually take the highway through to cut down to Texas, and you don't see anything on that route. So we are very excited to get up into the mountains of Oklahoma and see some beautiful sights.
Cold soda, cold air. Cheers.
Yeah, and one certified hottie.
We did it!
We did it! So we wanted some way to track our progress on this trip, and we came across this really cool, like, scratch-off map. So that's our plan. As we travel through the states, we'll just scratch them off one by one.
I gotta say, it's very satisfying. We were really anticipating this moment, and it felt very good, because I love everything looks so uniform, but every state has its own color, so it just like reveals this pop of personality.
Now, I know a lot of people have these maps like on the outside of their rig, but we're just too scared to put anything on the outside that'll potentially like stain it or mess it up, or that people can mess with. We don't want people peeling our stickers off.
Yeah, so every time we go into a new state, we're gonna get to scratch one of these off. It's gonna be awesome.
That is the only reason we're doing this, so that we can scratch off every state. I wish you won like money or something when you scratched them off.
If there was a little prize hidden under here, we do have the most appropriate coin.
I got this at a gas station. They gave me a 50-cent piece. Yeah. I haven't seen this since like I went to stay with my grandma when I was a little kid.
Yeah, they're pretty rare these days, so we decided that's the perfect little token to scratch off our USA map.
So we are currently right down here in Hugo, see right across the border. We're gonna be making our way up into this area to see the mountains and explore more of this wonderful state. Was I supposed to say more things? I couldn't remember.
That was it.
Okay.
Good job.
Well, let's go. Mostly, let's go get breakfast and coffee. Yay!
You guys will not believe what we just drove past. We saw a bunch of flashing sirens and we slowed down and we were like, oh, what is this? A semi-truck had flipped over, but the back was full of bees. Like millions of bees. And there was a huge cloud of friggin' bees, and they had guys in beekeeper suits trying to sort it all out. We were driving like well past it, and there were still bees like hitting the windshield.
We had to roll up our windows. They were trying to get in. That was wild.
I never seen anything like that. I guess these roads can be pretty crazy.
All right, that's enough, sir. We made a quick drive, just about half an hour north to Antlers, Oklahoma, and stopped in at the cutest little coffee shop ever. I saw online they do these amazing pitas, and they're even more beautiful in person. Eric got some delicious like roast beef sandwich.
Best way to start the morning.
Oh yeah, and a nice latte.
Yep. Mine is just roast beef, some cheddar cheese, and then like a dill horseradish dressing kind of thing that they got on there. I definitely won. I mean, look at this. I love the flavor of dill, and the bread is so soft and delicious. Super juicy roast beef in there. Oh yeah. But I mean, your pita looks good too.
It is really good, man.
We've arrived at our campsite and we scored with this one, you guys. It's in a state park. No one else is around. We have this whole site here to ourselves.
And it's shaded!
Yes!
It's gonna be so much cooler!
The one downside is that you guys know we can't back up with this little towing setup, and this isn't a pull through, it's back in. So that means you have to pull up like this, disconnect the tow vehicle, and then back the RV in. All right, we're all set up. You guys, how cute do Ruby and Clementine look chilling together in the middle of the woods?
Oh my gosh, I love them. They're two beautiful gals.
And you guys might have also noticed that we're finally using our little wraparound thing to block the windshield. Previously, this was just open to everyone else in the park.
I mean, we have a blackout curtain behind the front seats, but this way, like, everything is closed off, and hopefully it'll keep less of the heat from coming in.
Yeah, but as of this moment, she is completely private. So that's very nice.
Nobody knows what we're doing in there or not doing in there.
I was just taking a nap earlier, so.
Yeah, he's just been sleeping all afternoon, and I've been playing with my balls. By that I mean there's a game called Balls, and that's all I play on my phone.
You should have just left it at playing with your balls. I feel like this is the most awkward time lapse ever because you're swinging that stick around the whole time.
I'm just trying to get down any spider webs that have come up ahead of me.
There are a ton of spider webs across this trail, maybe more than any trail we've ever walked on.
I don't think people walk it that frequently, so spiders have taken it back for their own.
The campsite that we're staying at is called Talimena State. Oh, Jesus. The campsite we're staying at is called Talimena State Park. It's just outside of the town of Talihina here in Oklahoma. And one of the reasons we chose it is because it has a bunch of little hiking trails that go off of it. I say little, but this one that we're on right now is freaking huge. It takes you all the way to Arkansas if you want to go that far.
So far, yeah, there is not a single person at our campsite or out here on the trail. So I feel like we've really kind of lucked out with all of our sites so far. We've landed in some pretty epic locations.
On the downside, there is a lot of poison ivy on this trail, so we're trying to watch out for that.
And a lot of dive bombing bugs that make you go, whoa, and jump, so it's a hazard.
I'm gonna teach y'all some survival skills, all right? When you need to cook food in a pinch, make sure you always have instant light charcoal. That's how we do it. I could light it manually with wood and tinder and stuff, but that's a lot of work.
I was about to say, we're a little too hungry for all that noise, so this is what we're doing.
So step 1, you dump the charcoal on the grill. Step 2, you expose it to an open flame. This one doesn't light like the name brand stuff though. Stuff sucks. You know, we got the cheap off-brand stuff, and this really is not instant lighting. Light, you sucker! Come on! I'll hold this right here until this goes. Dang it. This is not my night. Come back in like 30 minutes. Maybe this will be lit up. You guys, you're supposed to light the bag itself. What is this? So it's not instant light. The bag just lights it. Well, I already dumped it out. What do I do? This is what we're resorting to. It's starting a good old-fashioned fire now. And then I'm gonna put the charcoal all on top of it, but that bag thing did not work at all.
Grilling was a huge success. We've got chicken, we've got all sorts of veg, we've got BBQ sauce that we got in Texas. It's gonna be so delicious.
Look at this chicken, you guys. Come on.
All right, Eric has never cooked chicken before, and he did
On a grill.
On a grill, sorry. I think we did okay. Hopefully we don't die tonight. I don't know. This could be the end of the endless adventure. I don't know.
That'd be awesome. First date.
First date.
It has happened.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
This is it.
It's so great. It's so
We have
lovely.
the whole place to ourselves.
And I love chicken.
Is it all right?
It's really juicy. You see it dripping down my mouth?
Holy cow, you guys. There's literally a bear running across the road right now.
That is by far the biggest bear I've ever seen with my own eyes.
Dude, that was incredible. We actually saw him and then looped back around to get a shot of him, and then he went jolting across the road.
We promised when we saw him he was way off at the dumpsters. He was not in the road. We were not that silly to go after a bear.
We don't take chances with bears, you guys, but man, that was super cool. Bear crossing the road, man. He looked vicious too. Or she, I guess. We just hopped into the car to head to town to get some water. Had no idea I was gonna have a freaking awesome bear sighting. That really made my night. That was so cool.
Y'all, check out these amazing views.
Yeah, can you believe this is Oklahoma? We actually came to this epic scenic drive. It's supposed to be the most beautiful drive in Oklahoma. That's the whole reason we came to this part of the state.
Yeah, it's the Talimena Scenic Drive, and it starts in Talihina, Oklahoma, and it goes to Mena, Arkansas. It's like a 54-mile stretch. I think 40-ish miles of which are through Oklahoma and then a little bit into Arkansas. It was created just so that you could drive through the amazing scenery. And if you are lucky enough to come here in the fall, it's supposed to be the most beautiful that time of the year because all of the leaves are changing.
It's super cool because there are just little vista viewpoints like this all over the place. So like every couple miles you can stop and check out the view.
This one is ominously called Dead Man Vista. And they think it might be because horse thieves were hanged back in that valley.
Somewhere over there.
I don't know.
But yeah, we really haven't spent much time exploring Oklahoma, and we just assumed the whole thing was pretty much flat, but it's not flat, y'all.
Oh, it's not.
No, it's very mountainous. Ruby had a hard time getting up these roads.
We're actually a little nervous to get her back. We went down quite the mountain to
what was
get
the
here.
percent grade?
13%.
13%, which is a bit much for Ruby, but she didn't overheat yet, so she can handle it.
So maybe it's not great for your rig, but if you have a motorcycle or a tow vehicle, it's a good drive for that.
Allison's convinced there's a bug in her shirt.
Oh, I swear I was getting bit or stung right here. I thought there was a bee
I don't
in
think
my
so.
shirt. Are you sure it's not like
I don't see anything in there. I mean, it's a little red right there, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Doesn't really look like anything.
It hurts. Sorry, I'm so sweaty.
All right, the sun is going down over there. We got some Billie Eilish bumping. Nobody else is on the road right now. Ruby's doing good. So far, so good. I think we can conquer this road, but this is definitely the hardest she's had to work since we got her.
Luckily, it's also probably like 20 degrees difference now.
Oh yeah, so much nicer. This was a much better idea to wait for sunset. We have made it to the sunset viewpoint. It's actually Sunset Point Vista. That's how we picked it. It says sunset in the name.
It's lovely. We have it all to ourselves. I feel so high up. Even though the tallest mountain on this ridge is only like 2,600 feet. I forgot measurements for a second.
We have officially conquered our very first state. Only 49 more to go. We better get to it.
Whoa.
Yeah. So we're not just gonna make just, one video in every state, but some states we wanna spend more time in, some states we just wanna get a sense of. Oklahoma was one we just wanted to get a sense of because we're trying to rush home to Missouri to see some family before we end up hitting the road for good and traveling to all the rest of the states.
We know we have to go through the Midwest, but we're trying to get out east, as you guys know, to chase better weather. So we kind of went through the side of Oklahoma instead of going through the middle of it. But I think this was wonderful. I couldn't have imagined a better week to spend in Oklahoma. This has been awesome.
And Oklahoma kind of blew us away. The nature is awesome. We've had it all to ourselves. Obviously, it's been very, very hot. If it wasn't for that, I mean, this would have been incredible.
Yeah, why haven't you all been telling us about how amazing Oklahoma is?
Worth visiting. But man, there's still so much more to see. So stay tuned. Make sure you follow along. That's all I got. Was that stupid?
All right, goodbye, adventurers.
We'll see you on the road.
You know, they're always like out in the field with like flies and stuff all over them. It's like my horse's tail. Like, get them all. I swear they're just like in my shirt now. This elusive motherfucker. Is he around me? No. Good. He's gonna get you first, shorty.